guys, so it has been forever since I've just sat down and talked with you. Life has been crazy for this past year, and so much has gone on. I graduated from high school, I'm getting ready for college, and I had some summer work that I did, and so much in between, so many little things, so many big things too, and so it's just been crazy, and I haven't been able to just sit down and film the way that I used to, and the way that I so enjoy doing. And today I wanted to do a music video, not a music video, but a singing video, but I'm kind of getting over a cold right now and I don't have much of a voice. I tried it earlier and it just wasn't pretty. So I knew last night I had insomnia, well, I have insomnia frequently, but I was up with some insomnia last night and knew that I wanted to film a video. And I kind of wanted to just sit down and talk with you and catch up on the last year of my life and what it's been like, but I didn't want to just sit here and talk about it because I feel like that's boring and nobody really wants to hear that. So what I did is found like a year in review that you would normally like answer these questions at the end of a year, right as you're going into a new year. But we're going to do it and pretend like the new year starts in August. So this is basically going to be from June of last summer to right now, things that I'm, answering these questions about and reviewing. So, yeah, let's just hop right into it. There's like 40 questions, but I'm probably not going to answer all 40 because I feel like that's just a lot of questions, and that's a long time to ramble. But before I start, I do just want to say thank you so much if you have stuck around with me in this time that I've not been here, and thank you if you're just now joining. I hit 200 subscribers, which is great. It seems like such a small number when you consider, how many people have millions of subscribers, but to me, 200 subscribers is just a great thing. It's a wonderful number, and I'm super thankful, and I hope to see that continue to grow. So thank you so much for following me. Thank you for watching this video, and just thank you for joining me on this path and journey. And also, I'm leaving for college soon, but I want to do some more videos in this next month, hopefully at college, but I've got 18 credit hours coming up, so the chances of it are pretty slim, but I'm hoping that once I get a grip on things, I'll be able to film some videos at school. But anyways, over the next month, I really want to film some more videos, so if you comment below, send me a message, whatever. I don't even know if you can send messages on YouTube anymore. But anyways, comment below, somehow get a hold of me, let me know what you want to see. If it's music, if it's just random little videos like this, just let me know. I want to film those videos for you, and I want to interact with you guys and chat. So, yes, here we go. We're going to read the questions now. So the first one, if you had to describe your year in 3 words, what would they be? I would probably say stressful, emotional, and wonderful. Adding all 3 words together really just fits for my last year. What new things did you discover about yourself? I learned a lot of things about myself in this past year. Senior year was crazy, but there was one thing in particular that I learned, and that was that I am a very passionate person. I knew that I was passionate about things that I loved, obviously, but I learned truly how passionate I am about everything. I don't do anything without passion. I go wholehearted at whatever it is that I'm doing, and sometimes that passion is actually to a fault. It's not always necessarily a beneficial thing, but I think at the end of the day, I'm so grateful for that. What single achievement are you most proud of? This one's pretty easy. On scholarship night back in May, I actually got an award that I didn't realize I was going to get. I didn't know. I didn't apply for a scholarship for this, but I got a citizenship award from my local Veterans Association. It's not what it's called, but yes, I got an award for my conduct that I had no idea was coming to me, and it was just a wonderful blessing. It came with this big heavy medal, and it was just gorgeous and wonderful, and I was so blessed to have that, and I had no idea it was coming. Which of your personal qualities turned out to be the most helpful this year? I would say my determination helped me, like totally. Oh my goodness, I wouldn't have made it out of this year alive without the determination that God has given me just to get things done and to go hard and give it my best all the time. I like this question. If someone wrote a book about your life in 2014, what genre would it be? I thought about this one earlier when I read through these questions the first time, and I think it would be a coming-of-age story, not like this big dramatic, go off and break the rules kind of coming-of-age story, but I learned so much about what it is to be an adult and to be a citizen in the nation in which I live. And I just learned so much about myself and other people in this last year. I just think I've really come to a place where I'm more comfortable with myself and other people now. So I would just say definitely a coming of age story. What was the most important lesson that you learned in the last year? I would say probably I learned the lesson that I can't rely on other people for my happiness. There are so many times that I have, given so much to one person or another person and hoped that they would make me happy. And even when they have tried, and people have, I learned so much that happiness can't come from other people or things of the world. It really comes from God. And it's not necessarily even happiness as it is joy. And I would much rather have joy in my life than happiness. And I know they're synonyms, but really they're two totally different things. What was your biggest breakthrough moment career-wise? This is a question that normally wouldn't apply to somebody that was 18 years old, but it actually does apply to me because I'm a photographer. And I would say my biggest breakthrough moment was, without a doubt, the first wedding that I got to photograph. It was early on in senior year. I had one of my best friends come along and shoot the wedding with me, and it was such a great experience. I learned so much, and I fell in love with photographing weddings. I've now photographed 3, and I actually have a 4th one coming up this weekend. So yeah, without that family taking a chance on me to be their photographer at their wedding, I don't even know where my photography business would be at this point. What book or movie affected your life in a profound way? This question cracks me up because my answer is sort of silly. It's actually Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, the book, because there's a small part in that book, and there's actually a painting on my wall back right there, which is out of focus so you can't see it, but it is, in this book, there's a tiny moment where Creature, the house elf, comes out in the middle of the Battle at Hogwarts, and he declares that, he's fighting for his master. And I was actually at an honors interview for my college, and they asked me what my favorite book was, and I told them that it was that book for the reason that Creature in this book, I compared him to myself, and I said that in my life, I am like Creature. I'm fighting in this big battle that I can't win alone, but I know that I'm fighting for the one who's worthy of fighting for, which is, the Lord, not Harry Potter. That's not what I'm saying. And I said I'm like Creature, and that interview actually got me accepted into, I assume, I don't know. I was accepted into the honors program at my college, and it was a super important thing for me, and it was very, very exciting to be accepted into that program. So that book has already been my favorite, and then when that happened, I just felt like it was so much better. So yeah, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. What little things did you most enjoy during your day-to-day life? 2 things come to mind. First off, I absolutely love going on back road cruises with my friends, or even just alone, where I can plug in my music and just rock out. It's a great time for me to connect to, myself and how I'm feeling, and also have some praise moments just alone in my car or with my friends. So definitely back road cruises, those are like my favorite. I would almost drop anything to just go on a back road cruise. And the other thing would just be my daily sports practices. I managed 3 sports, which meant that I was managing a sport in all 3 seasons of school, and going to practice every day and working with my friends and seeing these athletes grow and work so well to improve themselves was just, it was fun. And there were moments that it wasn't fun. There were moments that I hated being a manager, but for the most part, I loved it, and those were the reasons why I loved it, is just seeing my friends and watching them grow. What was your most common mental state this year? I would say my most common mental state this year was nostalgic. I got nostalgic over the littlest things. There would be a commercial come on TV, and I'd be like, oh my goodness, that reminds me of childhood. Because, I was in this time of transition where I was a senior in high school, and I still had things to do in high school. I still needed to be there, and that was the time that I was living in. But at the same time, I'm looking forward to the future, and I was applying for college and getting close to people that had already graduated high school, so they were in a different place too. But in this time, I looked at everything so differently. I looked at baby pictures more often, and I reminisced with my family as much as I could, and I did a lot of throwbacks, not necessarily on social media, but I just really loved looking back this year? Was there anything you did for the very first time in your life this year? I'm sure there were tons of things that I did for the first time in my life.
I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go on a bus ride for a wrestling meet. I mean, I'd never done that before.
What major goal did you lay the foundations for? Major goal, my future, my career. I laid the foundation for it by choosing a college and by choosing a major that, may or may not change. But as of now, I've got that pathway laid down. What experience would you love to do all over again? The first thing that came to my mind was prom dress shopping. I only did it once. My entire high school life, I only went prom dress shopping once. I found my prom dress the first day that I shopped. I wasn't even going to buy one because at that point I didn't know if I was going. But I went and I fell in love with the dress, and we put it in layaway and we went back and bought it, and it was just so fun. I felt so pretty and the dresses were gorgeous. What was the funniest moment of your year? One that still makes it hard not to burst out laughing when you think about it. This one, I probably shouldn't have answered this question because it's kind of a trick answer because I can't actually tell you what it was. But one of my work experiences in the past 6 weeks, there was a moment where I didn't know that I was thinking something, but more than that, I didn't know that I was about to verbalize it. And I said it right all the way, like all of my coworkers were standing right there and they heard me say it, and they were just kind of like,
"What?"
And we all burst out laughing and it became this big joke. It was super embarrassing though. Like if you guys knew what it was, you'd be laughing. What is one thing that you would do differently and why? I think I would, going into senior year, or even just going into summer of last year, 2014, I think I would reassess some of my relationships and try to reground myself and not rely on those people to make me happy. Did any parts of yourself or life do a complete 180 this year? For sure. Multiple things in my life completely flipped around. There were decisions that I made that I never thought I would make about my life. I didn't know if I was going to go to college, and we're talking December 31st of 2014. I didn't know if I was going to college, and I was actually at one of my friends' houses for the new year. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to go to college, but this friend was super, super excited about college, and that was all she could talk about, and in the best way. And when I went home the next day, I knew I was going to college. Her excitement, just rubbed off on me. So literally in 24 hours, I went from, I don't think I'm going to go to college, to, oh my goodness, I'm going to college. I have to sign up for everything college-y right now. So that was probably the main thing that did a complete 180. There were tons of other things, but that was the main one. And then finally, the last question is, what or who had the biggest positive impact on your life this year? I would actually say my coworkers at church camp this summer. They have, I knew them last summer. We worked together. This summer, I had changed so much from my past year, and where I was at changed so much. I went in, just a different person, and in a good way. I think most of it was definitely a good way. But I spent the last 6 weeks with them where they just completely taught me all over again how it was that I needed to be treated and what I needed to be holding out for and who I needed to rely on, and that was God. Just working with them every day, working alongside them, they were a blessing to me in every single moment. And a lot of the things, I can't even put it into words necessarily, the things that they showed me or taught me, they just did. They were there with me, and I could trust them with anything, and they trusted me with things. And I was just so blessed to know them, and we always had fun. But in the moments that we were serious, those were some of the best moments as well. So I would just say, yeah, my entire kitchen staff at camp definitely impacted me the most in this last year. So that is all of the questions that I have, but I hope that you've enjoyed it. And if you've stuck around this far, thank you so much. Don't forget to leave a comment about some videos that you want to see. Like this video if you liked it. I like it. Subscribe. I don't really remember where the subscribe button is in relation to this. I know that there was like a channel thing. I don't remember where it's at. See, it's been so long, you guys. But subscribe if you want, like it if you liked it, and talk to me. I want to interact with you. So thank you so much for watching. Bye.